Welcome, my loves. It's so nice to see you all this evening. So just as you take a moment to settle into your seated position, make sure that you've got everything around you that you might need. Blanket, bolster, cushions. You might want blocks if you have them, a tea or a water if you know you'd like a drink near you. So just make sure that you have all of those bits, and then I invite you to close the eyes. And if by closing down the eyes, the mind becomes really busy, then you can just let the gaze focus on something. And when you find something to focus on, roughly sort of 6 feet maybe in front of you, just let the gaze soften in around. It's not a single pointed stare, it's just this sort of very soft, half sleepy eyelid gaze. And just notice how you are today. Check in with yourself. Maybe it's the first time you've asked yourself today, how am I? And when others ask you this question, it's a very automatic reply. I'm good, I'm well, I'm fine. How are you? How are you? And maybe as you ask yourself how you are this evening, you start to feel the body softening a little and responding to that internal inquiry. The body almost goes, oh, hey, thanks for asking. However you've arrived today is fine. There is no need to change anything about yourself. Everything is welcome here. Everything is welcome here. If the mind is particularly busy, you can give it a little job to do. You can let it search around your body for places of tightness that you would like to release. And maybe it's actually the brain that feels tight. Maybe you're actively softening the brain, softening the internal landscape a little. Maybe you focus on softening down from the brain, down into the throat, following the line of the spine, Sushumna Nadi, the main energy channel that runs down the front of the spine. Perhaps you now soften the lungs a little bit. And as you rest here, just notice what it feels like to breathe in your body today. Honestly and truthfully, it's the first time I've checked in with my own breath since I woke up this morning. It's another point of like, oh, hey, there I am. There's me, my breath. How does that feel in your body today? Can you now soften down a little further down through the vital organs to the belly, all the way down to the pelvic floor. Soften all the way down to your root. And notice every point of contact with the earth. Sit bones, buttocks, thighs, maybe different areas of the lower legs, depending on the way that you're sitting. Feel yourself root into the earth. Allow the awareness now to rest at the breath as we move into a few rounds of 4, 7, 8 breathing. We're going to inhale for 4, hold the breath for 7, and then exhale for 8. So don't think too much about the volume of breath that we're breathing in or out. Think more about the speed. So they don't have to be big inhales and big exhales. They're just a short breath in, a hold, and then a long breath out. Next inhale will be 4 counts. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale slowly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale slowly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale slowly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in for 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale slowly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let your natural breath return. Just allowing yourself to be exactly as you are in this moment. Noticing everything, every sensation in the body. Notice every thought in the mind. Simply being aware. Nothing needs to change. Everything is just as it's meant to be. I invite you now to come to lie down, and you can lie down with the support of your bolster underneath your knees, or you can lie down completely flat. Whatever serves you and your body in this moment. If you need a little bit of support under the lower back, then having the knees elevated on your bolster will be really delicious for your lower back. Really supportive, really soothing. Bring yourself to lie, and then take a moment once again to consider some support for your head, maybe. Just a folded blanket can sometimes feel very nice for underneath the head. And we're going to move into another breath practice here before we begin with our postural practice. We're going to move into something called infinite breath. So each round will incrementally get slightly longer each time. So I will guide you through a number of rounds. beginning at 4 counts and ending at 10 counts. I invite you to explore the slightly longer breaths, but if they feel impossible, then you can just go with whatever feels comfortable for you. But again, it's about speed and not volume. We're not looking to take in lots and lots and lots and lots of air. We're looking to slow the breath down. A couple of natural breaths here. Your next inhale is for 4 counts. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your breath return to its natural pace. And observe how you feel after that breath practice. Infinite breath can feel quite enlivening. It can make you feel a little bit tingly. It can wake you up, but it can also be really soothing, really calming for the nervous system. As when we slow the breath down, the diaphragm moves up and down the vagus nerve, which runs from the head all the way down to, believe it or not, the cervix. This big nerve that travels through every organ. I invite you now to just take a little bit of movement that feels right for your body. So maybe you hug the knees into the chest, maybe you take a really big stretch, something that feels nourishing and supportive. Maybe it's just another few moments of stillness to drink in the residue of the infinite breath practice. Just allowing whichever you've chosen, stillness or movement, to come to an end now as we all together move into a twist. So bring your bolster and place it between your knees, so in line with your lower legs. And you can also use a cushion for this. So you'll bring your bolster in between the knees, from the ankles all the way up to the knees. And then drop your knees over to the right. And just find your way with what feels good here. What feels right? Do you need to lift the knees up a little bit? Do you need to wriggle around a little bit? It's unlikely that the first place you land is going to be the optimum position for you. So just allow yourself a few moments of exploration as you also configure the arms. So cactus arms can feel really nice here, or you can have the arms out long at shoulder height. And begin to settle. Noticing if the brain is looking for something to do, if it needs a job. Start to send your awareness around the body, searching for any sensation that feels like tightness or restriction. And maybe there's still a little bit of exploratory movement here to just support you sinking in a little deeper. Are there any areas of your body that are perpetually tight, that even though they may not physically feel like they're loosening, can you visualize them softening? Or perhaps an injury that you're carrying at the moment that just needs a little bit of loving awareness. Sometimes if we're injured or we have a long-term issue with a particular part of our body, our mind starts to almost dissociate from that part of us. We disconnect. So if you know there's any part of your body that you disconnect from in this moment, can you be there with it? Can you bring it into wholeness? Can you hold it with tenderness? Very slowly, taking your time, visualize first the movement to the other side, so you can already map out your plan. to move before your physical body takes you there. And then when you're ready in your own time, start to lift the knees and drop them gently over to the other side. And once again, where you've landed on this side may not be the place that is right for your body on this side in this moment. So just give yourself a few breaths, a few wriggles, honoring whatever is taking place for you on this side, knowing that the two sides of us aren't the same. And this side now, rather than think about the physical body, think about emotion. Is there anything that you are holding on to, any thought, belief, recurring worry that is manifesting itself or that has been present over the last few days that you'd like to use your exhale breath to release? Perhaps as you exhale, you might say, I release, and then name the thing. I release recurring worry about. I release the belief that. Keep softening. Notice if when thinking about a belief or something you were worrying about, whether the mind has decided that it's going to carry you off into a story. Bring yourself back. Come back to this moment, this experience. Using the exhale breath as an anchor to letting go, to releasing, and to softening. Over the next few breaths, you're going to bring yourself onto your back, but once again, visualize yourself move before you actually move. So you'll imagine that journey onto your back. And then after a few breaths, begin to go there. Taking it super, super slow. There is no rush. And then release your bolster down to the earth. Back to where it came from, in fact. So it would rest underneath the knees again. And if you feel like you want to have a big stretch or hug the knees in again here, or just roll around a little on the lower back, then there is that invitation to make this your own. To just explore the body a little. To once again see how it feels, how it is to be in your body today. Just by moving around a little bit, you're almost just checking in again on another level with how you are. That gentle sense of inquiry into the self. Bring the soles of the feet now to your bolster. And then you want the bolster roughly, I would say, fairly close to you. So you could land the feet on the other side of it. But you're going to place the feet on the bolster and then let the knees drop out to the side. So like a gentle butterfly pose with the legs. The feet should feel supported, the lower legs should feel supported, and the inner thighs shouldn't give you too much feedback here. If they do, grab some cushions and pop them underneath the knees. And it might be a little bit of negotiating the angle of the cushions because the legs are elevated. And then maybe you sort of wriggle the upper body around and work out whether you want the arms above the head or if you want the arms out alongside you, or maybe you want the hands on the body. Maybe you want the hands at the ribs or at the pelvis. Having hands on the body can feel really comforting. Hands up above the head is expansive. And just as we did at the beginning of class when we sat together, notice all the points of contact with the earth. And when I say earth, I also mean every point of contact with your props. So sides of the feet, lower legs, lower back, spine, back of the shoulders, back of the head. Different points throughout the arms. And visualize roots from each point dropping down into the earth. Creating feelings of safety, of steadiness. Feel yourself fully supported. And as those roots really take shape and bed themselves deeply into the ground, maybe you can soften the body a little more. Maybe you can trust that you're safe to let go. Using the strength of the earth to support your most basic needs, your most basic need of rest. May you always remember that rest is not a luxury. And it should be equally as revered as the doing part of our day, the work part of our day. Allow yourself to drop just a little deeper now. Releasing just another layer of tension. Over the next few breaths, you will begin to take your feet over the other side of your bolster and just let them drop back down to the earth. So the bolster is now underneath your knees. And from here, we're going to take a little legs up the walls / Viparita Karani or A modified version would be to just place your legs up on the sofa if you've got a sofa near you, or a chair, the seat of the chair. So you'll press your heels into the earth, lift your hips, roll your bolster in underneath you. So we come through a supported bridge pose. I really like to rock my pelvis left to right a little bit before I commit to lifting my legs up into the air. I really like to feel my pelvis and lower back fully supported before then bringing the knees in. And I might just do it again, walk the pelvis from side to side a little. Oh, and then send the legs up towards the sky. Maybe noticing how your hamstrings feel today. How the backs of the legs feel. Feel the weight of the legs now pushing down into the pelvis, into the lower back, the sacrum, grounding this area of the back into the earth, into your bolster or your bed pillows. Maybe taking a few rolls through the ankles, releasing pops and crackles and creaks and crunches. A good wriggle of the toes. And then come to stillness whenever you're ready. You might visualize the downward energy from the toes down, down, down the legs to the point of contact with the earth. This beautiful cleansing action that takes place here. Completely reversing the flow of energy in the legs. So healing. Maybe you decide here to stay in complete stillness, or maybe you begin to explore letting the feet drop out to the sides and coming into a V shape with the legs. You feel a little stretch in the inner thighs. Just being mindful of anything that you might have around you. Maybe bringing the soles of the feet together, making a diamond shape. I don't find that one so easy, but some people find that really easy to make a diamond shape with the legs here. And maybe making some shapes that aren't really describable, just moving the legs around a little bit before we bring them back down to earth. Anything goes. honouring the experience of your body in this moment. And then very, very, very slowly start to return the feet down towards the earth. Bending at the knees first, like not an ab workout to do it with straight legs. It's absolutely not necessary. Feel all that gorgeous, refreshing sensation as the feet touch down and the blood rushes back to the toes. All that fresh, beautiful blood. Pushing the heels into the earth, rolling your bolster back to where it came from, underneath the knees. And now deciding whether you'd like to keep that bolster there underneath the knees or to get rid of it for your final relaxation. Assessing whether you're warm enough for your Shavasana or whether you'd like another layer or a blanket. Giving yourself support under the head if you have a cushion for the head, maybe blankets for each wrist. And if you're wanting to be super luxurious, also supporting the ankles so that the feet feel like they're floating. The whole body is supported. Taking a few breaths to settle in through the nose and out through the mouth, just like always. Always love to come into Shavasana, giving the body that indication of the sigh that it's okay to go even deeper now. We're ready to go even deeper into this experience of relaxation. Let yourself go. If at any point throughout your relaxation you feel like you need to move a bit, then I invite that. Don't feel like you have to stay in perfect stillness. Notice all the points of contact with the earth. Every single part of the back body that you can feel touching the earth, be aware of it. And once again, visualize roots. Roots coming from your body down into the earth. Dropping deep, deep down into the earth, creating that stable foundation, a place of stability, of safety. And then from that place of stability and rootedness, I invite you to soften the face. Relax the face. Let tension melt away from your face and your shoulders. Let tension melt away from your arms. Feel the fingertips curl in towards the palms. Feel the shoulder blades relax. The roots of the shoulder blades go a little deeper now into the earth. Feel your whole spine relax and soften. Feel your pelvis get a little heavier. Feel the roots of your pelvis deepen now. Your whole upper body is soft and heavy. Feel the hip joints release and soften and melt. Thighs soften and maybe they turn out just a little more. Upper legs release. The knees release, backs and fronts of the knees release. Feel the calves release. And soften your shins. And let your feet relax. The roots of your heels deepen into the earth. The whole body is relaxed. Whole body is relaxed. Lightly place your awareness at the heart center, the place behind the sternum. As you place your awareness here, cultivate a sense of quiet joy, a quiet joy or happiness that resides in this space behind the breastbone. perhaps a feeling that you remember when you think about a fond memory. Or a person. Or a particular place. Almost like that feeling of arriving home after a long trip. You know you've arrived. Quiet joy, a sense of happiness and belonging. Feel that feeling behind the breastbone and the energetic heart center. Allow that feeling of quiet joy, of happiness, of belonging to bring a warmth to the heart, to bring a warmth to the whole chest. And that warmth in the chest is now so warm that it begins to glow, beaming out from your heart, filling the room that you're in. Filling your whole house, your entire home, full of belonging, full of joy and happiness. And that bright light begins to grow even further now, radiating out into your neighborhood. Your light is expanding. You're sharing it with all that need it. Offering them a sense of joy, of belonging, and of happiness. Feel the brightness of your light. And gently begin to bring that light back to your heart now, drawing it back through your neighborhood, leaving it wherever it's needed, but also bringing some back for yourself. Back into your home, into the room that you're in, and sealing some of that light into the heart. For you to always remember that sense of belonging, that sense of quiet joy, of happiness, and knowing that it's always there within you, wherever you may be, whatever you might be experiencing. I invite you now to take a slightly deeper breath. Maybe another one of those slightly deeper breaths, just bringing yourself back into this present moment, back into the body, back into the now. Cultivate a little movement, anything that feels supportive. a stretch, a wriggle, a hug. And taking it at your own pace, gently rolling onto the side. A few breaths there. And then gently bringing yourself up to seated. Let's place right hand directly at the energetic heart center in the center of the chest. Left hand covers it, sealing that light into the body. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath together. Inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for your practice this evening, my loves.